Hey, what's up everybody? It's Jason. I'm back again with another video, and this is another thread response. This one is going out for Martin at the Vinyl Scavenger. He's searching for 500 subs. Spoiler alert, I think he's already achieved the 500 subs, but cool channel, new to me actually. I guess he's been in the VC for quite some time now. And he is, like I said, looking for the 500 subs marker. So he's given us a little thread here to jump on. It's called Red or Dead. We are going to be showing a bunch of, let's see here, red spines and a few records of dead artists or artists who have passed away, I guess. So I'm going to jump into this. I have already watched a couple of other videos of this topic. Namely, Rob Walker jumped on this one early, and also Richard's Vinyl Tap House. I just watched that one recently. He gave us a little bit of a challenge in his video to try to figure out which ones he was showing were either alive or dead. But I will distinguish, I guess. I'll start off with the absolutely alive but red spines, and we will go from there, I guess. I'm going to kick things off with the queen of New York City experimental avant-garde no wave, Lydia Lunch aka of Teenage Jesus and the Jerks. Her solo work here. This is Queen of Siam, and a very red spine. This is just some cool shit. Reissued recently from Radiation Records out of Italy, and they're doing a great job at all these reissues of rare, obscure, hard to find stuff. Pretty cool album, not for the faint of heart. Sometimes abrasive, sometimes off key, but always interesting stuff by Lydia Lunch. And then going into, I believe that one's from the 80s at some point. This is also from the 80s, but I always think this is from the 90s. Some Fugazi here. Early Fugazi record, classic, basically. I saw these guys live, actually, in the late 90s. In Ottawa at a music theater that was absolutely jam-packed. Couldn't fit like a single other person in there. Hot as hell too. I remember like the sweat dripping from the ceiling basically. These guys had two vocalists, and I feel like they had two drummers that night too. But I always thought of Fugazi as a 90s band because that's really when I got into them, and it's probably even when I got into Minor Threat, to be honest. But Minor Threat was the early 80s, Ian MacKaye, of course, and Fugazi was the later 80s into the 90s. So this one's a classic on Discord, of course, Ian MacKaye's label out of DC. And Waiting Room kicks it off, but there's a lot of other cool tracks on here too. They're all good in that Fugazi sort of post-hardcore math rock almost style. One of my faves by them is this album. And next, something from the 21st century, I believe this came out. Some synthwave here by Boy Harsher. Duo from, I believe, LA, from the States anyway. Really cool stuff, very synthy, as I said. Female vocals. And I got this actually at their concert. I had never heard them before, but we saw them live in California. Picked up 3 records that night. This was one of them. This is called Lesser Man. Extended version, gold vinyl, limited to 1,000. There's the gold vinyl. And that is Boy Harsher. Pretty cool stuff. Now, next up, this is one of the ones that first came to mind, actually, when we're talking about red spines and red records. I thought, I'm pretty sure this has got a red spine because the entire record is red. It's a little chewed up, as you can see. It's my OG copy. This is single by, if you can see it here, I don't know, it's embossed here, Pet Shop Boys, Red Letter Day. And it's actually 35 minutes worth of music, including remixes by Basement Jaxx and Motive 8 and someone else. And pretty cool banger house kind of remixes of Pet Shop Boys, Red Letter Day. I'm not sure what album this came from, actually, but here's the inner in gold. And the vinyl is also in red, which, believe it or not, was kind of more of a rare thing back in the 80s and 90s to get colored vinyl. it wasn't the big selling point that it is these days. But yeah, little Pet Shop Boys here. Another red vinyl, and last one before we move into the dead. I'll show these guys again, B-52s. I just talked about them in my last video, how I saw them again for the second time this summer, and was a little disappointed, energy level, etc. It was, I have to say, it was their first concert of the tour, kicking off the tour, so maybe they were a little rusty, if you know what I mean. This is the second album, a great one. Put it right after the first, but it's got some good tracks on here, some big ones. Private Idaho's on here, Party Out of Bounds, and Give Me Back My Man, which, believe it or not, are all on side A. They're kind of heavy on front loading, I find. I think side A of first B-52s is the best side as well, in terms of the big hits. But yeah, B-52s, Red Spine, the Wild Planet album, Canadian Press, back when we pressed records. Well, we still press records, but yeah. In mass quantities of those sorts of days, let's get into the now dearly departed phase of this video. And this one has a lot of past members now. Ramones, End of the Century, also a Red Spine record, and a classic, although not by far their best output. Kind of almost feels like a bit of a specialty record with the Phil Spector sound all over it. Although it does have Chinese rock, which is one of my faves by them. And Rock and Roll High School from the movie is on this, but it's got very 60s kind of jangly kind of vibe to most of this. Of course, 3 of the 4 members have passed away. Joey was first, 2001. Dee Dee was 2002, and then Johnny, 2005, leaving only Marky, I think, at this point, who's still carrying the Ramones banner. So there you go. Next up, oh man, this is a beast of a record I was just playing at the beginning of the video, which will probably get edited out from YouTube, but man, this is actually a really killer album. I don't listen to enough. I was playing the opening track, I Thank You, which is a big hit from this one. Dugelo, ZZ Top. Legends from Texas, Southern rock, blues. Killer record. I got this for only $6, so pretty happy with that. This was their 6th album in '79, and unfortunately, we lost one of the founding members, Dusty Hill, one of the Beards, passed away in 2021. So a classic ZZ Top record, also a Red Spine. Another Red Spine to show you guys on another passing, not of the founders, mind you, but this is a banger of a record. Currently, I think my only April Wine LP in my collection. I should get more. Saw them again live last year, and just killer catalogs. Still really great hard rock stuff from Canada. Nature of the Beast, big album. I think was like maybe their biggest breakout album. Has Just Between You and Me, the love song on this album, but also All Over Town, Sign of the Gypsy Queen, some good rockers on this thing. Very 1970s looking back cover here. This was 79, I think, going into 80. Habs fans. April Wine, of course, started out in Halifax, I think in Nova Scotia, East Coast, and then moved on to Montreal to get a bigger audience, bigger following, etc. Who passed away? Of this lineup, Steve Lang passed away in 2017. He was actually from Montreal as well, and I think he was bass player, if I'm not mistaken, on this record. Died of Parkinson's in 2017. So April Wine, another one, and second from last to show here, another Red Spine, Red Back, Devo. Yeah, freedom of choice, something that is becoming more and more rare, it seems, these days, at least down south in the U.S., but killer album, Devo. Man, it's got some big ones on here. Whip It, of course, on here. Girl You Want. Freedom of Choice, of course, the title track is also a big one from this thing. Yeah, pretty cool Devo record. who passed away? Bob Cassell Jr., aka Bob 2, because there were two Bobs in the band at this point. Two brothers and two other brothers. It was like two sets of brothers, basically. So the brother of Gerald Cassell, I guess, Bob Cassell, passed away. He was on rhythm guitar and keyboards. He died in 2014, and this album came out in 1980. And last but not least, for today's video, you gotta go out. The spine is not red in this case, it's golden, but the cover is definitely very red. I'm gonna go out with Ozzy, the legend. Ultimate Sin, really a great album from his 80s output. At the time, we weren't as big on this record because I think at this point I was already moving deeply, quickly into speed metal and thrash around 86, looking for more extreme stuff. But, and this has a lot of pop overtones to it, hair metal even. But yeah, it's really grown on me a lot. It's a great album, actually. Jakey Lee on guitar on this one still, too. So, the Ozman, R.I.P. And that is my response to the thread. So, I'll see you guys soon.